Oh, sorry. It was Demolition Crew. We tore down the house together 15 years ago.
Got it. Got it.
We're on air, by the way. I don't know if I told you that.
I see. Hi. Hi, Dan.
I got to pull up my thing for you.
So it's going to get like 70-something degrees here today, 75 or so.
Yeah?
So I'm sporting the short sleeve, but it's cold in my basement. It hasn't quite warmed up down here.
That's a tough row to hoe.
It's a tough row to hoe. I'm trying. So how are you? You going to kick us off?
Oh, yeah, but some of these are bad. All of these are bad now. I got to think of some more of these.
Okay.
I like the half Rand Fishkin, half Randy Savage. That was my favorite one, I think.
Is that a good one? Yeah, I like that one.
All right, let's do this. Some of these I feel like I've done before, but maybe not.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's SEO and IPAs. It's the fun weekly hangout about inbound marketing, entrepreneurship, and more. For cool people of all shapes, stripes, and colors, as always, I am Daniel Barrett here from Two Friendly Nerds. That's TWO, friendlynerds.com, the world's friendliest web design and internet marketing company. And with me, as always, is the brains behind the operation, officially the only reason that anybody ever watches this show, now starring in the upcoming undercover SEO cop movie titled Serpico. It's Patty D'Alessio from reinventinteractive.com. Patty, you look like you didn't get that one. Did you not get that one? It went over your head.
What's the movie?
Serpico's a movie.
Okay.
Cop movie. Famous 70s cop movie. Serp.
Okay. Got it.
Serp. Ico. Ico. Also the fave icon file format. There's multiple layers to this joke. But you got to know Serpico the movie. I'm sorry.
Right.
You never seen that movie?
I don't think so.
It's a classic.
Okay.
This webcast is over. That's a good one. Trust me, you should go check it out.
How do you spell it? I'm confused.
SERP.
Okay.
EO.
Okay. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Did you ever watch Rushmore?
Yes.
Okay. In that, I think it's in Rushmore, he does a play version of Serpico.
Oh.
It's like the weird cop stakeout one.
Okay.
So anyway, go watch it. It'll be fine. Anyway.
I actually love Rushmore. Okay.
Rushmore is up there. I think it's tied for my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
With The Life Aquatic, which I did not like The Life Aquatic the first time I saw it, and then my wife made me watch it like 5 times, and now it's like my favorite movie. So it's like half I really love the movie, half Stockholm Syndrome.
Right.
But they're both good. They're both classics. I love Rushmore. Rushmore is my brother's favorite movie. So
yeah, I like that a lot.
And that was back before Wes Anderson became a parody of himself. Am I right, folks? I mean, come on, the last 3, they were good. They were all great.
Right.
Like, I've been inside this little dollhouse of yours before. They all are caricatures of characters. Anyway, Wes Anderson. Patty, what do you got for beers this week?
Beer.
I use my enemies list.
Yes.
Bottle opener to open my bottle. Go for it.
Beautiful. Okay, I have a beer today that I actually brought and introduced to a marketing event that I did last week, where I did a live version of this, Dan, and I did it without you. I did a live version of SEO and IPA. So I brought 3 cases of beer. I brought a wheat beer, which was Dreamweaver by Trogs. I brought the Grapefruit Sculpin by Ballast Point.
Okay.
Which is a delicious beer. Have you had that yet?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't like grapefruit. Well, I still like it.
Do you like grapefruit soda? No.
I don't know if I've ever had grapefruit soda.
Well, start with a Sculpin. Have you had the Sculpin by Ballast Point?
I don't think so.
Okay, you need to do that for me. You need to do that this weekend. Find it.
Sculpin?
Yes. Ballast Point Sculpin. So I did the grapefruit Sculpin, and then I did this beer. And then so what I did is I kicked off the talk with a description of each of the beers and how to taste them and what they pair well with as far as food goes. And yeah, And that was it. Also, like what the alcohol content was. And then I gave a talk about how to dominate the first page of Google, which was like a lot of fun. And everybody was like really, really super cool. So here's the beer. This is the
Hey, that's my beer.
Company. Did you just do this?
I just did it. Come on.
Okay. Okay. There's this one. I chose this for the event because I wanted something that was dark.
Is this the one that you said that you drank in college?
I think it is. But then now that I look at it, I think I'm getting confused with Lancaster Brewing Company's Milk Stout, which I think, so I think I'm wrong. I think Lancaster Brewing Company does a milk stout that we used to have when I was in college, which is different than this one. Left Hand Brewing is a different brewery. So I stand corrected.
All right.
But so what I wanted to do is I wanted to introduce this beer to maybe some novice beer drinkers as a beer that might be dark and appear a little bit scary, but is maybe a little lighter and drier on the finish and not so overwhelming, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So this is what I went with. I spent a lot of time chatting up my local beer supplier. Love him.
Yeah, trying to get deliveries every week.
Yeah. No, but it was a lot of fun. So I enjoyed it. I think you and I will have to do something like that live one day. It'll be a lot of fun. But
that would be awesome.
Anyway, you know all about this beer. It's lovely. It's very chocolatey on the nose, very coffee and chocolate kind of forward in the smell. I find it a little dry in the finish. Here we go.
That's not a really inappropriate joke that I'm not going to make since this is a family podcast.
There's nothing family about this podcast. And it's also not a podcast.
Whatever it is. Hangout. You can't say hangout. We should do a Periscope.
Oh my God, we so should.
That would be fun, right?
We'd have to be in the same place though.
Yeah, but that maybe for our live event thing we could do a Periscope.
You should come to New York in June and we'll do a live Periscope. Anyway, yeah, so you just got Periscope this week. I've been kind of digging on it.
It's fun. It was interesting. I immediately was like looking at all the Baltimore stuff, which is crazy. And then I was kind of, because I didn't get it before. I just didn't really understand what it was all about. When you're using it, the fun of it is, at least for me, it's like, so I'm watching people freak out in Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And then I flip over and all of a sudden I'm in the backseat of someone's parents' car going to the grocery store. Their parents have no idea, and they're just arguing with each other about how to get to the grocery store.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And then there's another one popped up, and it was like, mini pig begging for food. And I was like, yes. And so I watched this pig nose this guy's iPhone for like 10 straight minutes. And I was like, this is really fun.
I would so watch that. I have to say, I'm waiting for it to get very like chat roulette and get all masturbatory, but I don't know. I
think we need to start that trend.
I haven't come across that yet.
You have to be the change you want to see in the world, Patty. As Gandhi once said about chat roulette.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Anyway, what are you drinking, my friend? Tell me you have a beer.
I do have a beer.
Tell me.
Guess the beer from the color of the beer in the glass.
Oh, jeez.
Just kidding. This is my urine. No. I am drinking.
Is that an amber?
What's that?
Is that an amber or an IPA?
It's an IPA.
Okay.
It is Evil Twins Brewing's Molotov Cocktail Imperial IPA. I just looked at this and realized it's a 13% alcohol by volume.
That's not because of Baltimore, is it? You're not being.
No. I don't know.
Stirred up, Dan.
This just happened to be what I pulled out of the old fridge Maru over there. I remember getting it primarily because I've liked a couple Evil Twins stuff that I've had in the past, although I can't remember specifically names right now. And I thought it looked cool.
Yeah.
Basically, it said,
I've never had it.
This beer will knock your tongue off.
Huh.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an arrogant number of hops in your mouth, it says. So anyway, I'm very curious. There's probably a slow drinker, but here we go. Smells like beer so far. I should point out that Justin, who's our newest employee here at Two Friends, who's doing some project management for us, and I'm also training to do AdWords for us, texted me after one of our last shows and said, first of all, your brawler that you did is his favorite beer of all time.
Ah, nice.
And he also said that he is a certified beer judge.
Is he a Cicerone?
He said he has a medallion or something. He has like a patch or some sort of tattoo or something that he got. And he said that he had to do a pathetic amount of studying to get it. Anyway, so he's like a beer judge officially. So
oh my God.
mostly me sounds like a moron. I think you pass, but I think he said I sound like a moron. So whatever, Justin.
Really?
I know what I like.
Justin is my hero. I really, really, really want to take the Cicerone exam. I want to study for the next year and take the Cicerone exam. It's like no joke.
Wow. Whoa. It's interesting because the first thing I notice about this is the texture.
Yeah.
Like it's almost syrupy.
Really?
I mean, like not syrupy and sweet, but like it's thick. Like it feels thick to me. And it feels like it coats the inside of my mouth.
The mouthfeel. Yeah. Okay. And it's 13%, did you say?
Yeah.
It's got to be at least a double, right? Double IPA?
It's an Imperial IPA.
Oh, Imperial. Yeah.
It kind of tastes like it. First of all, it's surprisingly sweet to me.
You don't like the sweet beers.
I'm not a huge fan of the sweet beers. This is it's interesting because the thing I notice is not necessarily the hop; it's the alcohol.
Yeah.
Taste almost like reminds me kind of almost of like drinking bourbon or something.
Oh.
So it's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's I mean, I think it's meant to be super strong, super intense or whatever. I kind of question whether I can actually get through this. So I think it's a better man than I, perhaps Justin with his doodle, whatever medallion, his doodle medallion, may like this. I like it okay. I don't think it's going to be something that I return to terribly often or anything like that. But if I was looking to get hammered,
okay,
which I am,
day drinking.
Yeah, it's yeah. So Evil Twin Brewing Molotov Cocktail Imperial IPA, surprisingly sweet to me and sort of thick on the palate. It's not really what I look for in beer.
Yeah.
Although I do love those stouts. We had a really good stout on tap somewhere. I forget what it is now, but I love a good stout. So I do like thick, but this is like thick, like.
Yeah, but you know what? The way that works is you actually need enough sugar to create the high alcohol. So that's, I think anywhere that you get above a certain percentage of.
But isn't it supposed to? That's what makes the alcohol is the sugar, the yeast, the sugar.
That's right. Yeah, but it's still but you still have to add the sugar to the beer to feed the yeast to get the alcohol. So as you get up in alcohol, you're gonna get that. You're gonna have a sugary taste.
Yeah. Yeah. Not a huge fan. Don't really like the sweet beers.
There you go. So I am excited to get into this. You picked this week's article. I'm looking at the clock here. And so the article is 7 SEO tactics that sound smart but are actually dumb. So this is another one of those lists of what kind of not to do or what's out of fashion, right? What's not.
Yeah, it is a listicle here. I'll put it up on the thing. Oh, and by the way, if you are watching this on Google Plus right now, you can get the link to this week's article in the show notes there over on the side. Or if you catch this this show either on the blog tomorrow or on YouTube, we'll include the link to the show in the show notes there as well. Let me put it up on the screen. This was on Search Engine Journal, who's popping stuff up on me. Yeah, 7 SEO tactics that sound smart but are actually dumb. This is not necessarily like a mind-blowing list or anything, but it's interesting to me because there's, I think, a perception that a lot of this stuff works but is bad.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like this idea that I met someone locally who's doing SEO, and they're largely doing the kind of network of sites that you own, and you link out to all your clients or whatever. And
Yeah.
we had not a big argument. Like we didn't come to blows about it or anything, but we had a disagreement about whether or not that was actually important or good or anything like that, right?
Right.
By the way, I just got a Periscope notification. There's a Taco Bell announcement happening live. So all of you have my permission to go to the live Taco Bell announcement rather than here. Because, of course, I follow Taco Bell on Twitter because why not? But in any case, I thought this kind of an interesting article because he sort of goes through a lot of these kind of old chestnuts that get trotted out every now and then and sort of points out why they don't necessarily work.
Yeah.
And I thought that'd be a good kind of jumping off point for just like stuff that you don't do anymore or stuff that we avoid if at all possible in terms of tactics and techniques and all that stuff.
Yep, I liked it.
Cool. So let's kind of go through it. So creating lots of websites. This is like what my argument was with my friend there. And this is the idea that you have, well, in this case, it's all websites for the same company. So like I have 50 products. So I have every domain is like thatproduct.com. And then I have a website that's like just for that product. And then also has my other stuff, or you have services, or another example he uses is like if I'm a plumber and I service 10 different towns, I've got 10 websites, each one the town name and the domain. And I think a lot of that comes from the domain thing.
Yes.
Which is something that I get asked about all the time still from clients, like, should I have my keyword in my domain? And I'm always just like, I just don't think it matters at all.
Right.
Is that something you run into a lot? People still, it's interesting to like what gets out of the SEO industry and kind of percolates into the general populace, right?
Right.
So do you get that one a lot?
I do. As a matter of fact, a mutual client of ours, we remedied that for them. They had 2 different websites with the same exact information. This is a physician of sorts. And it was office name and then the town.com. You know what I mean? And they were doing that explicitly because someone told them for SEO reasons. And, one way that works against you is you're not building domain authority in one domain. You're kind of spreading your domain authority thin by not driving traffic to one particular source. And then you're also have an issue with duplicate content, right? So you've got duplicate content. You have, a lousy equity that you're not building in one domain versus 2. But I mean, imagine that exacerbated where you've got a lot, that times 10. You've got 10 websites because you're trying to do that. But also Google tells us directly, right, Dan, that the name of the domain doesn't necessarily rank you for that particular keyword. I think that we've learned that you want the domain to be memorable or easy or not difficult to translate or not confusing, right? Depending on how you use it and communicate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's totally a loser. Idea, having a lot of websites and complicating things.
Cool.
Right?
Justin Boss just sent me it. I bet he's the person that's watching this right now. Maybe.
Who is that?
Justin, the guy that we were talking about before.
Hi, Justin.
Says he's not a Cicerone.
Oh, okay.
Cicerone is a cool certification, but it's mostly for bartenders. I'm a BJCP judge.
Okay.
Which mostly does judging of competitions, and the emphasis is on diagnosing problems with the brewing process and recipe and improving or helping the brewer get to what they intended.
Got it.
Yeah.
I love it. He's still my hero. Well, the Cicerone, there is a beer serving certification in the Cicerone, but then there's to be a Cicerone, which is like a wine. What's the wine?
There's red and white.
Sommelier. No. It's like a wine sommelier.
There's red wine and white wine.
And if you mix them?
Oh, yeah, it's good. It's good. Have you ever done that?
I have a family member who's very elderly that used to be like, just pour it in the same glass. You're switching between courses. And yeah, it was very funny. But no,
let's get back to SEO.
Go. Thanks, Justin.
All right. So yeah, so multiple sites. It's interesting though. I was thinking about it, but I am, for example, for my AdWords service, am spinning off a different website for it.
Okay.
So I was part of the decision I wanted to make was, do I just make like an AdWords Services section of the Two Friendly Nerds site, or do I make a new brand and a new website? And I did decide to do a new brand because that brand is very vertical focused on like one or two verticals, right?
Okay.
I'm like, there's not going to be necessarily a whole lot of crossover. Whatever there is, it's just because the same people are involved.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's interesting to kind of when you decide to go kind of one direction or the other. But I think we can agree the days of the microblog network or like whatever you're trying to do are kind of not really there anymore.
Right.
Plus, it points out it's a pain in the ass to maintain.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Which is a big thing for most folks. Okay, well, let's kind of keep going down the list. Submitting to article directories.
Yeah.
Talk me through this, Patty, because this one is, what's the difference between publishing a post somewhere and putting an article on an article directory?
I believe the issue here is that this once helped and now it doesn't, right? Is that kind of the point that he's also making? I think that there used to be these article directories that really helped, and it helped build your, again, it's all about page rank and authority and link juice. And I think it was abused. It has been abused. Google has now written it out of their algorithm as far as ranking, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
part of that idea.
So guest blogging generally thought of to be positive, right?
Well,
publishing an article in an e-zine, not. I mean, why is it? Is it because guest blogging you're doing no follow links or?
Well, that's it. So guest blogging is good to get your brand out to new audiences and new eyeballs and new introductions to people. Don't do it because you want the linking back, right?
Yeah.
That's the kind of idea. But this again is kind of these sites, are in the crosshairs of Google. They know that it's being abused and you're not going to get the benefit. And that's what he's saying, learned a thing or two about SEO over the past decade.
So I think like
it might work today, doesn't work tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I think the primary difference he's maybe pointing out is that the e-zine article thing was never with the idea that like people actually go to e-zine articles and type in something to read all about it. The idea was always that you were just going to get a link back to your site, right? So it's primarily link building, and the content is kind of audience neutral, right? It's like who cares who looks at it,
right?
Whereas the guest blogging thing is more about, hey, like you talk to the people I want to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Let me talk to those people, and then your people can talk to my people. We're all just people. Let's talk.
No, but brand building is one thing, but doing these activities just for pure SEO benefit and pure link building and link juice is two different ideas.
Yeah, you got to.
All right, so
squeeze the link juice of the fruit of marketing.
That's right. Okay, so we're on 4.
Right now we're on 3. Relying on a single content method, which is just like you should do a whole bunch of different stuff.
Sure.
I wanted to point out this diagram here. B2B content marketing tactic usage. Okay. Microsites, ironically, is on there.
Yeah.
So which of these do you typically focus on for your clients? Like what are your favorites out of here? I can blow this up so you can look at these.
Yep. Well, absolutely social media is crushing it, right?
Maybe. It's me.
It is. And it's growing in search as well. There's the recent inclusion of Twitter feed into Google. That's happened in the last month or so, right? So we're seeing more, Twitter activity. Tons of Facebook comes up on that search. A large percentage of the traffic coming to my client sites are coming from social media, but we're also doing, advertising and brand building within social. Let's see here. Articles on the websites, blogging, huge. In-person events, absolutely. I don't do a lot of e-newsletters just because of who I'm probably working with right now. A video.
Yeah.
Using a lot of video. I think that's terrific. And I'm still a big fan of the online presentations, right?
What's the difference between an online presentation and a webinar?
Well, what's the site where you show your
Slidely.
Yeah, but no, what is it? The SlideShare. So SlideShare, I'm seeing coming up a ton now in search. I'm seeing like a real presence of slideshare.com on, and I'm encouraging and including my clients' presentations as they have them in SlideShare for that purpose. And I'm seeing a lot of traffic coming up. That's kind of a new space that's really working, and I'm seeing results. So you know, go that. Yeah, and then you've got webinars and webcasts. So yeah, I think online presentation is pretty much talking about slideshare.com.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, and then share slideshare.com within your LinkedIn as well is also a terrific way to benefit from that asset.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you?
You know, most of these, I'm really just focused on paid right now, so I'm not doing a lot of this stuff. I think in the past, I've liked doing webinars and stuff. Webinars are kind of not something that sticks around and builds a search asset for a whole lot of time. Typically, they tend to be kind of event-based, so sometimes they're good, sometimes not so much. Social media, you know, I like social media. I struggle sometimes because just philosophically, I struggle with why certain businesses should even be on social media. It's kind of like, you know, I was talking about like, you know, does my toilet paper company need to be on social media? Do I need to follow them on Twitter? It's like, I don't know. And theoretically, they could do something really cool with it. But it's so labor intensive to do well that a lot of my clients end up skipping it. Right. And they're sort of more, you know, I do a lot of B2B. So if it was more B2C, social media is great. A lot of the B2B clients kind of don't see the payoff, or at least they don't see the payoff on a timeline that they're happy with.
Yeah.
And I'm very upfront with them about like, you need to really think about this in order to do it well.
Right.
You know, because people are always like, well, can't you just hook my WordPress up to Twitter so it just tweets every time I blog? And I'm like, yeah, I guess. You know, who cares?
Yeah.
So it you know, it depends for me.
Yeah.
White papers, I do a lot. Videos, I really like.
Yep.
In-person events, I want to do more of. So yeah, it's pretty. A lot of these like research reports, I feel like, in white papers all kind of go together, and articles on your website. I think these are all pretty like. The categories are a little. Little overlappy, perhaps. But yeah, pretty good in general. So then we got putting lots of tracking codes, scripts, or plugins on your homepage.
Yeah.
We were talking about this right before the.
That's right. Yeah. When I first saw this, I'm like, that's not dumb. You need to, you know, you need tracking codes. And he says, why is it dumb? It's not entirely dumb. You know, so
well, I think that the key words here are lots of.
Yeah. So I guess if you were causing your site to load slow, you're being dumb, right?
WordPress is awful. I mean, it's so many of my clients have so many plugins because they want to do all these things. Plugins kill load time.
Yes, it does.
It is. It's a problem, and people don't get that. So I think they kind of just keep dumping stuff on there.
Yeah.
Optimizing anchor text this is an interesting one. This is something that comes up pretty frequently with people that I talk to about. Either people who are reviewing the work that I've done and are wondering, why didn't you optimize my anchor text? Or are like, somebody told me that I need to do this.
Yeah.
You know, and it's that's another one of those things where it's like, it used to be the name of the game.
Right.
Now the name of the game is Pete, and you got to call it Pete. It's not going to answer to optimizing anchor text anymore.
Well, I think over optimizing any of these ideas is going to look spammy, is going to feel spammy, and there's an algorithm to ding you for it, you know? So
it's so irritating. It reminds me of like high school where you're trying to tell a girl that you like her, but you don't want to just come out and say that you like her. So instead you just like hang out near her and like brush up against her sometimes and then tell her friend that you like her. You know what I mean? It's like, right? Anybody? Anyway.
I don't know. Yeah, it's trying too hard. I get it. Don't try too hard.
Yeah, don't try too hard, but you're still trying to make out. Like if Google is in a good mood, you might get to second base.
I have to tell you, I'm sorry for you, Dan.
Don't be sorry for me, man.
You should drink a little bit more of that 13% beer.
Shackles are off, man. I'm thinking clearly. Wake up, sheeple. Cool. Is there anything else? One of the ones that I didn't think about. And he makes kind of a good point, kind of sort of in this article, was this one where he says, linking to all your websites in the footer. He's basically talking about like repetitive footer links that repeat on every page, and he talks about how this can create kind of a mass of links. And it seems from context like he's talking about really large sites.
Yeah.
Like Evite and gifts.com are there, you know what I mean? So he's talking about pages or websites with thousands of pages, I'm assuming. It didn't seem to me like this would be a big problem for your average small business website, or unless I'm wrong.
Well, yeah, you know, it's interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of those monster-sized footers. Do you know what I mean? You know how footers like started taking over like a third of the homepage?
Yeah.
Like, I find that really weird. Although, having said that, there is a lot of SEO advice to having a flat site where all of the important pages are linked to from the homepage, right? To kind of give it that hierarchy concept of kind of what's important. So, but this is specifically going out to other properties. Now, I have a client that I've worked with where I took the idea from Gap.com. So if you go to Gap.com, Gap.
Bring it up.
Gap owns, what is it? Gap, Old Navy, Banana Republic, Athleta, right? So there's all the sites, and at the very top, there's sort of, it's like a tab looking structure. So you can go from one product page to another. Do you see
like this thing right here.
Yeah, exactly. So I borrowed that from one of my clients that has, you know, who is a large personality, an author, and has a lot of several other different sites, and I sort of took the idea from that.
Now, it's interesting too, because these are all subdomains. So this is bananarepublic.gap.com, which is not really what I expected.
Interesting. I don't think I noticed that either.
That may be just if you are navigating this way.
Yeah. Now, what I did is I tracked all those links separately so I can kind of see which sites were driving which clicks to which property, you know, which web property. So, you know, I found that useful. You know, it was fun to see, you know, where all the traffic was coming from, those that landed on this site, what else were they sort of like, you know, kind of cross interested in, and it kept you from, even though you know the person in the brand and you understand that there's several sites, it gave you know, kind of an ease of use. It was a usability problem that I was solving, as opposed to
an SEO.
You know, an SEO problem. Yeah, but this, I don't know. I guess it would depend how they're all related, what the current cross-pollinating navigation is that's going on between these sites, whether it's an ease of use idea or if you're just doing faux SEO nonsense, you know?
I mean, I will say that I've gotten kind of used, especially with like web apps and like startups, kind of those kind of websites.
Yeah.
The idea that the top level navigation, that menu, is kind of main stuff. But for example, oftentimes if you're looking for like pricing's listed at the footer where they list every page, right? And I find that useful. because I don't want to like navigate to it. I don't want to go through it. Kind of like, you know how like when you're in IKEA, they make you like walk through the way you're supposed to walk through, and you can't get out the fire. You're dead. You know what I mean? You have to in the beginning or the end.
You're walking
and it's like,
where's the arrows? Which way do I go? Yeah.
Exactly. And I buy that there's a reason to have an expected path of consumption through a website, right? But I also get that like sometimes you just need to link like every page. You just have all of it laid out there, so I know if I'm just looking for something specific, I want to be able to Command F find that thing.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, I'm getting a call apparently.
Whoa.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep. We are a little over, so.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. I think I forgot what I was going to say. I guess it all depends on the site, what the users are coming to the site to do. You know, if it's a product site, you may want the word pricing. You know, if it's a software, you know, as a service idea, you may want pricing up front. Like, don't make me search for how much this costs, because it's one of the first questions somebody's going to ask.
Yeah, sometimes they want to though. Yeah. I have that debate all the time. When do I tell potential clients my price? If I tell them early, I filter a lot of people out.
Right.
I have to do less sales calls.
Yeah.
If I tell them later, I may have the ability to justify the price or demonstrate that I can bring the value. Therefore, a higher percentage of people might buy.
Yep. Yeah. If it's a product, I usually, more times than not, suggest putting a price on your website.
Yeah, if it's an app or something, is not negotiable or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I gotta go, but so we gotta wrap this up. So thank you, as always, everybody, so much for watching this episode of SEO and IPAs. We truly appreciate it. If you came in halfway and you want to catch the rest of it, or you want to catch up on any of our past episodes, find out what happened before all the stuff that happened in this episode, you can go to twofriendlynerds.com/hangout. It's twofriendlynerds.com/hangout, or you can go on the YouTubes and type in SEO and IPA, and you'll find us in all our past episodes and stuff. Patty, as always, thank you so much. You are awesome.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers. And to everybody out there, as always, please optimize responsibly.
Optimize responsibly.
All right, folks, we'll see you back here. Same bat time, same bat channel, Wednesday noon Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Patty. I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Dan. Bye.
Bye-bye.